What is going on, Colts Nation? He is Jamal, and I'm Eric, your co-host of the Colts Cast.
What it do?
Jamal, we got to talk about it. Let's
More
not
news.
overreact. Yep, but we got to talk about it.
Happy New Year, starters. Happy New Year to the pod, to everybody out there.
New Year.
Yeah, no better way to start off the new year than with Colts drama. Come on now. Come on.
And there's no better way. Look, as reported by James Boyd, Colts quarterback Anthony Richardson said he couldn't even stand up last week due to severe back spasms. He said he's had back issues since 8th grade and got an MRI that revealed a, quote, disc thing. He said his back issues might be chronic, but he doesn't think he'll need surgery. I read some other things that he had to crawl around his house. What? Okay, Jamal, where are we starting?
I think y'all know the drill. Hit the like and subscribe button. Drop a comment below. Let us know how you're feeling. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Appreciate you dropping by. If you're a returner, as always, y'all know what time it is. We like to keep it real around here. So drop a comment below. Let us know how you're feeling about the situation, and let's talk about it for a few minutes. I think the first thing I think about is obviously, he had to pass. During the combine, he had to pass physicals given by the NFL, given by the Colts, and so on and so forth. Clearly, I would assume that this was made known to the Colts organization by him during that time. I don't think that's something that he would lie about back then during the draft process, which means that Ballard and company had to make a business decision and say, hey, is this something that we're willing to take on? And obviously the answer was yes, we had to take that on. So I would like to know, which I know we won't ever know, but I'd like to know how often these flares have happened. Obviously, he said this is like the first. He's telling us this is the first time this has happened where it's been that bad, and obviously, we're recognizing it because he's not on the field. But it's hard. It's hard because I don't have back spasms. I don't know much about how back spasms work for people, but if this is something where I believe he made it clear that he had back spasms during the draft process, and the team was still willing to go forward with that. I don't know whether that means the team was in desperation mode of just needing to get somebody, and they said we can work through it, or B, they just felt like, hey, listen, this could be a minor setback, but we're not worried about it right now. But these things always scare me, especially when we look at his injury past that he's had, and he hasn't played a lot since high school. So I don't know, man. It makes me a little nervous. I'd be honest with you. It makes me a little nervous hearing that he couldn't move around his house properly, because he got tweaked.
I wonder if that's exaggerated. Like, who's actually crawling around the house?
Right.
Especially when you're making millions of dollars. But I'm taking this back to Shane Steichen, man. Why are we calling this thing soreness a week ago? I think he has not done any favors to Anthony Richardson. And the media is going to continuously call him out, saying he's a bust and everything. But Shane should have said something way before this came out, in my opinion.
Sure.
You're the head coach. You need to keep things under control, and not underplay things. But yeah, this could be detrimental to our whole future, to the whole Colts organization. I think we have to say he's injury prone now. I think he's missed over more than half the possible starts he could have made. He's having just these weird issues pop up. Apparently, this is from something when he was younger. And now it's flaring up way more often. Like, is the shoulder still? I just have a lot of questions, and it's not like he had like an injury. What was it, the last game he played? Who do we play last before the Giants? Titans.
Yeah, Titans. Yeah.
Was it Titans?
Yeah, it was Titans. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember an apparent injury during that game. So like, it's just weird how all this stuff is just coming out. I don't know, man. Jamal, is it Arch Manning 2026? Am I already calling it? I mean, obviously he's going to be the presumptive starter. in 2025.
Yeah.
However, I wouldn't be surprised if they brought in a little bit of competition. And we're not talking about Joe Flacco or Sam Ellinger. We're talking about another quarterback who wants it, that could potentially challenge him for that QB1 spot. Because to be honest, I'm in the same boat as you, Jamal. I'm pretty worried now, and I'm not overreacting. Like, we're not getting any good news out of this Colts organization the past few weeks. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, this is the tale of time with this team. Of course, the lies eventually come out to play, and then we figure out the real truths. But I do fully agree with you what you said about getting a quarterback in there for some competition. I especially with the resurgence we've seen for some of these quarterbacks, the Sam Darnolds, the Baker Mayfields, and these guys where they've had an opportunity to come back now and lead an organization, and they look great. So and with Richardson being on the rookie contract as well, that makes it just a little bit easier to go ahead and bring in a backup quarterback right now who is wanting to get out there and actually be a starter, who can put that competition phase back into the game. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the Colts, make a move like that here. Um, because I just don't see them, obviously making any moves in the draft. We're not in any
no,
position to, of course. And then I mean, leading even into next year to 2026, it would, I don't know. It's hard to even look into that realm of what life is right now because we don't even know what's going to happen in the next month or two around here, as far as it goes with personnel, whether that be
I
front office or player.
I
So
would think in 2026, if you aren't sure Anthony Richardson is your guy, you're going all in on another quarterback that
yeah,
year.
oh for
Um,
sure,
I think 2025 the QB class is not great. It's not viewed as great. Um, but there's a lot of QB needy teams still, and we're not at the top of the pecking order. So, I've always said give Richardson another year. Let's see what he does in his, I guess you can call it third year in the NFL. I don't
yeah.
know if he's gone at least a full 17 games yet, but I think at this point, you spent the draft pick on him, and it's time to see what he can actually become. But availability is the best ability. Like, I just want him to have a healthy offseason. Like, we're
Hmm.
talking about another surgery potentially.
Potentially, yeah. Well, and that's the other thing too. It's like, I mean, obviously, unless you're playing game speed, I don't know that this will flare up again as bad as it did. Because during the off season, I would imagine he's only gonna be working out. He's gonna be working out lighter. He's not gonna be obviously getting hit like that. So then it may be something they brush under the rug and say, well, we clearly don't need any surgery for it until we're back at the same position again next year, where you're playing hard, you're playing tough, you play multiple games, and all of a sudden it gets tweaked doing something else. Then we're back to square one of now we're saying, hey, maybe this is a bigger deal than what we thought. So it's kind of hard to even figure out what the true reality of this is because I would imagine that any doctor he's going to go see, any professionals he's going to see, is going to say, hey, listen, unless this is a legitimate crisis for him, they're going to probably recommend him not have any surgery because they don't, they're going to want to do the least invasive thing. So they're not going to want to go into him and cut him up or have to do anything related to an invasive procedure on somebody if they don't have to.
Right.
So I that's what scares me is that again, with this being the off season right here, now we won't. I mean, 1 week left to figure out whether or not he has a legitimate issue, and then the off season comes and he's going to have plenty of time to rest and catch up. So I don't know. It makes it hard.
They did say he feels much better this week. But still, I don't trust a lot of things that come out of this front office, this coaching staff.
Yeah.
So you tell me one thing, and it's just I'm reminiscent. Like, this is very reminiscent of Andrew Luck. Like, is he going to go down the same path?
Good.
I mean, all options are on the table.
Yeah.
So I will say I do want him to play in the finale against the Jaguars. I think, like I said, he needs all the reps he can get. But man, this man doesn't sound healthy. I mean, he says he feels better, but I'm a little worried, man.
Well, I'll be honest. Anybody who is now open walking versus crawling is going to feel better. So you got to take that feels better with a gigantic grain of salt. So,
He was on the sidelines last game.
yeah, he was kneeling down quite a bit of times during on the sideline.
But
He
he
was
was
walking, but
standing. He
yeah,
was he
yeah,
was tall. I mean, it
yeah.
looked normal. This is why I don't trust a thing. Um, But no, it'll be interesting to see kind of what happens in the offseason. We got the draft coming up, so a lot to talk about there. But Anthony Richardson, one more year if he can do it, we got to see.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I'm just waiting to see what other new random information comes out over the next couple of weeks for this team. I think everybody knows you'll have to get your popcorn ready because it's going to be something new every week with this team. Something stupid every week. This team that you're like, oh, of course this happened. Of course this happened during this time. Of course they said back in week 4 this was going on, but they never addressed it. It's gonna just
of course Chris Ballard gets a 5-year extension.
Of course. Yeah, of course we get rid of Shane Steichen and keep Ballard because Ballard knows best. It's not Frank Reich. It's not it's not Chris Ballard. It's Frank Reich. It's Shane Steichen. It's Jim Bob Cooter. It's everybody except for the people who is not. So
yeah.
Last thing I'll say is I did see a lot of funny comments here on X. People were complaining about the players playing ping pong in the background. You can hear the ping pong table going on. So I thought that was pretty funny. There's so many comments. I can't believe people playing ping pong. So I do think that's funny. Just that people but it shows that fans are just so heated at what's going on. They're passionate about what's going on. They're frustrated that we're sitting in a point where these multimillionaire guys, which obviously they're still human, but they're it seems like their focal point is not like rallying up to try to get to the ultimate goal. But because they're having fun in the background,
they're playing ping pong, bro.
Listen, I know,
New Year's Day.
I just thought it was funny when I was reading those. I was like, yeah, people are getting heated over that, but you know how it goes.
Fire Ballard,
man. Been standing 10 toes tall on that for quite some time now. That's all I got, man. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what the injury report says for this week.
Hopefully he's fine. We'll see.
Yeah.
Hey, that's going to be it for us, everyone. Thank you for listening to the Colts Cast today. We are live on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or any platform you use to listen to podcasts. And we'll be back next time to give you some more Indianapolis Colts content.
Take it easy.
Care.